Hi, this is Coach Tomo from ALiTAS Music. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the song Right on Time by Tatsuro Yamashita. We're going to get right into it. So it was not only sung, but it was written and performed by Tatsuro Yamashita. It's one of his first top 10 hit singles, selling over 500,000 copies. And from that perspective, it became a turning point for Tatsuro, but also this song literally started the J-City Pops era. So it's regarded as a song that marked the dawn of the City Pops era. Obviously, it was released in Japan. It was recorded in Guam in between CM shootings. For what type of CM shooting? A commercial song for Hitachi Maxwell's UD cassette tape. So this was in 1980. So 43 years ago, as of 2023. Let's look at some of the key characteristics of the song and the way he sings. So number one, his sound is strong, rounded, balanced, and open voice with some nasal escape. So he's got this very strong and steady, controlled diaphragmatic support. He obviously has a very wide range of voice. The highest note, which is sung in this song, A4, he uses either chest or a very strong mixed voice. In the way he sings this song, he has a very elastic style entry, and then he also uses some abrupt fall-offs. He frequently uses slurs and slides, which we'll get into later, and there are some areas that he lets go at the end of the phrase. He obviously has strong and straight vowels. This goes hand in hand with the first point, the rounded, balanced, and open voice, because you need a very strong and straight vowel sound in order to have that type of voice. There are musical variations within the same vowel that he uses. With all those tools, he uses less vibrato. There's not much noticeable vibrato that he's using. Sometimes at the end of a lingering or a longer phrase, but at the end. But again, subtle use of vibrato. He has very strong projection, obviously based on point number 1, 2, and 4. So his strong projection and the way he sings very much matches the lyrics and the feel or the drive of time and space, which is part of the theme of the song. So when you're actually singing the song, you don't need to copy what he's doing, but what I'd like you to keep in mind is that you have very strong diaphragmatic support. And what that does is it creates that strong and steady is more important, steady airflow from your diaphragm, right? From your inside. And I want you to let your notes ride on your steady airstream. That's how you get your projection. Because this song has a very wide range, make sure you acknowledge where your breaks are so that you can work around that. I talked about the frequent use of slurs and slides and also letting go at some of the end of the phrases. So we can practice by repetition, which we'll do later again. The slurs and the slides and the letting go. The strong and straight vowel sounds. So these are created based on mouth shapes, right, to the vowel sounds. So let's be cognizant of the vowel sounds and how they change depending on the shape of your mouth or inside your mouth. That creates these vowel sounds. We talked about singing without vibrato or less characterization using vibrato, right? So obviously the song is going to use the other expressions that we talked about, the slurs and the slides, openness of the voice, and so forth. In terms of projection, what I always say is you want to think about where your audience that you're singing to is. So for this exercise, let's say you're singing to an audience, be it 50 people, 100 people, 50 feet, or approximately 16 meters away. You need to get that projection in order for your song to travel to your audience. Let's look at the lyrics. You need to understand the lyrics and the content of the song before you can express the song. So, on the left-hand side, you have the Japanese. On the right-hand side, what I've done is it is not a beautiful translation. It is a translation word for word, or sentence for sentence, or section for section. So the first part, 青い水平線を on the left-hand side, the blue horizon, right? 今駆け抜けていく runs through it now. So I've just translated each line and the segment of the lines. So it's not going to be a complete sentence. You need to sort of combine those two to try to get the meaning of the understanding of the meaning, right? 研ぎ澄まされた is sharpened. 時の流れ感じて feel the flow of time. ときめきへと heartbeats. 動き出す世界は world that starts to move. 忘れかけてた almost forgotten. 遠い夢の訪れ far away dream appears. And here comes that's section A, and then we're going to get into the chorus right away, right on time. さまよう思いなら if it is a wandering feeling, 優しく受け止めて gently catch it, そっと包んで softly cuddle it, right on time. 心に火をつけて put heart on fire, 溢れる喜びに abundant joy, 広がれ right on time. Let's spread it, let's make it wide, right on time. Okay? So the blue horizon, it's really something runs through the blue horizon now. And that sharpens the feeling of the flow of time. And the heartbeats that starts the world to move. Move the almost forgotten faraway dream that appears. And the chorus, right on time, if it is a wandering feeling, gently catch it, softly. So I think the chorus sort of speaks to itself. All right, so let's just go through the basics of Japanese pronunciation again. Singing right on time. 4 points, right? A, each syllable most always ends with a vowel. B, each vowel has only one pronunciation, one way to pronounce it. Just going to go through the bottom, right? On the left-hand side of the chart, A-I-U-E-O-L. A-I-U-E-O. L, we'll talk about it separately. So in Japanese, the alphabet starts with A-I-U-E-O, A-I-U-E-O. And anytime you see on the right-hand side, I've put N in front of A, if I write it like N-A or the N-I-Y-U, the vowels always sound the same. So A is A, I is E, U is Wu, E is E, and O is O. So if you put a consonant N in front of A is A, N is same sound, so na. I is, so N-I, I is E with the N sound, ni. Y-U, the U sound is oo. Y-U is you. M-E sound, the E sound is e. Put M in front of it, me. Same thing, do. Okay? Now, I'm going to talk about the L. In Japanese, we do not have the sound L nor the R sound. But what we do have is ra, ri, ru, re, ro, which is close to an L sound, definitely not an R sound, closer to an L sound, but it also has the DT sound, d, d, d. And what's happening there is your tongue is striking the upper palate of your mouth, d, d. So it's L and that sound, so la, da, combine those two, da, 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 di, do, de, do. So L-U becomes, U is oo, remember from that blue line there, oo. So it's not lu. L is too light for the Japanese dariru sound. L is too light, lu, but it's not do either. Put those two together and you get do, do, do. Let's practice that. All right, so now we're going to get into the singing.